Phoenix Suns fired head coach Mike Budenholzer after finishing in 11th place in the West with a 36-46 record in his one season. The Suns have now fired 3 head coaches in the last 23 months. Monty Williams, Frank Vogel, 1 season and done. Mike Budenholzer, 1 season and done. Maybe the coach is not the problem. I think it's time to look at the players and the team they assembled instead of the coach, because clearly it's not working. The culture is the problem. An owner with monopoly money is the problem. Look at how quickly the reputation of an NBA coach can wither away. You can be a top tier guy and get fired after one bad season. 3 consecutive seasons where the Suns have fired a successful coach because their new owner can't figure out that assembling a roster the way a teenager would on 2K isn't sustainable. The owner is like a teenage kid playing NBA 2K, loading up on players, operating under the notion that this team can contend for something real in 2025. They couldn't. This was the most disappointing season in Suns history. The Bradley Beal trade is the worst trade in Arizona sports history. No way the Suns should have included Mikal Bridges in the Kevin Durant trade. What are we doing here? They should have never broke up the core. We all realize this now. And yet, here we are. Another coach getting all the blame for the owner and front office incompetence. The Bill trade never made sense. It was a weird and curious move. That was a horrific trade. Depleted the remaining assets they had, handcuffed themselves over the second apron, basically got the same type of player that they already had on the floor and left them with no other moves. It seems like a pattern of bad management and team executives scapegoating head coaches, knowing that some of these teams are not coachable and structurally flawed to save their jobs. NBA coaches, especially, are just scapegoats in a crappy job done by front offices. So it's the coach's fault that your team is poorly put together by the front office. Got it. I get it. The new ownership destroyed a championship caliber team for a disappointing attempt at a big 3. You had 2 championship caliber coaches back to back do their best with a flawed, overpaid roster. Everyone and their grandma saw this coming miles away. We knew this months ago. This was coming as Budenholzer failed to connect with the roster, which saw a huge defensive drop-off. Lack of leadership, no direction, no sense of urgency from players. Coach Bud had lost the locker room. But I don't know how anyone is supposed to win with this team. Their top 3 guys are all volume shooters who need the ball in their hands. 2 of their top 3 guys play the same position. The 2 centers remaining on the team were guys nobody wanted. And most of their guys missed significant time this year. How many times can one coach get fired to be hired somewhere else and ditto? You're just recycling. The big 3 failed and the coach is paying for it.